Give your applause going for Miguel.
Yeah, I got it. My grandmother was a stoic woman, very aloof. Her eyes and her harsh features never gave away the thoughts going on behind them. Her face and her hands were wrinkled and knotted like old tree bark. And although she was aloof and I never felt much warmth, she was never harsh or mean. She always felt safe. When she'd speak, her voice was a breathy whisper that creaked like tree branches. Being with her was like sleeping in the shade of an old oak tree. When she showed affection, it meant something. Before she died, she gave me 2 gifts. The first was a scapular, which for those of you who don't know, a scapular is a religious cloth necklace with 2 squares on either side, embedded with religious iconography. It's meant to be worn with one protecting your back, one protecting your heart, and was gifted to us in legend by the Lady of Mount Carmel. The Lady of Mount Carmel is one of the apparitions of the Virgin Mary, and she blessed the scapular, saying, anyone who wears one of these when they die will be saved from eternal fire. Traditions change, even Catholic traditions change when you cross the border, so I didn't know if that's what she intended it to be when she gifted it to me, but it didn't matter, because the intent was still clear. She wanted to protect me, so I wore it every day. I wore it until it broke, and then I tied the loose ends. And I tied the loose ends so many times until it became too short, I couldn't even get it back over my head. From that point on, I'd find any cloth necklace with a cross on it, because even though I couldn't wear the scapular she gave me, to me, it was like she had gifted it to me, even to this day. Long after I lost my religion, long after I stopped believing in God, I still wear one, because it meant she wanted to protect me. She gave me my cross. The second gift that she gave me was my first guitar. I had begged my dad for years to give me one, and he never did. But one time while we were visiting, she tucks away and hides away into a market in Mexico and comes back carrying this case and within it a guitar. And she says to me, sorry, I had to write it down. Apréndelo. La próxima vez que me veas, tócalo para mí. Learn. Because the next time you visit, I want you to play for me. Don't applaud just yet. My dad had to translate for me. My Spanish got better with age, but nevertheless, I was so excited. I wanted to love the guitar so bad. I wanted to learn, but bless her heart, the guitar she gave me was not easy to learn on. The neck was thick, and my small hands could hardly hold a chord shape. The body was shallow, made of thin, flimsy wood, so the sound was thin and almost nasal. I had to go back to begging my dad for a new one. And after he tried it out, he thought I was complaining. After he tried it and realized I was right, he went and he picked me up one. And this guitar was beautiful. It had a slender but strong neck, perfect to learn on. Its body was deep. Its wood was laminated and thick, so the sound that it made was dark and rich. This was a good guitar to learn on. Through the kindness of a friend, I began to learn as he offered me lessons. And my first lesson, he asked me, so what did you name her? Her? Who's her? Your guitar, did you name her? You're supposed to name them? Yeah, it's traditional. You give your guitars a name. okay, but why her? Why is it a girl? Because your guitar isn't a thing. It's the partner you make music you love with. So name it after the name of the gender or the person who could be your partner in love. And the first name that came to me was Angel. I don't need to tell half of you who I know are Latino or Hispanic that Angel's not just a girl's name. And you don't have to tell this Latino that Angel is almost always a boy's name because my middle name is Angel. And now that makes me sound arrogant for naming my guitar after myself. That's not the case. I promise. I thought the name Angel, and it was completely disassociated from my middle name. I didn't feel like it had come from naming after me. The name just came. It felt right. It felt perfect for my guitar, and I didn't know why. The name just came, and so I named her Angel. Few years of lessons and practice, and my dad said, Miguel, your grandmother has gotten sick. Would you like to visit her for Christmas? I said, yes, I have a debt that I have to pay. We got there, and my grandmother was bedridden. She was babbling. Her eyes were fluttering. She wasn't lucid or coherent. And my dad kneeled next to her and started talking to her. And as if she was waiting for her prodigal son to return and his children, she started waking up. She started becoming coherent. She started having a conversation. It was incredible. From bedridden to up making dinner in the matter of a few hours, it was truly a Christmas miracle. We were there for a week, and one day she asked me, are you ready to play for me? I said, I've been waiting for you to ask. Again, having my dad translate. And I knew she wouldn't know the words. I knew my chords were still rough, and I knew my voice, I was, to say least, a bit embarrassed of it. I played for her anyway. Here in Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, once you go there was never an honest word. That was when I ruled the world. I knew she didn't understand a word. And I didn't need to. She was stoic as ever, never letting me know the thought behind her eyes. But just like with the scapular, the intent was clear. I had finally played for her. I finally played for my grandmother. We had driven, it was, even though she wouldn't die for another year, it would be the last time I saw her. We had driven down across the border. My family's crazy and likes road trips. So of course that means having to drive back north across the border. Being in a big, creepy looking van, trunk loaded with stuff. Some of you are laughing. Some of us know. If you have a lot of stuff in your car, they're gonna wanna search you. My dad warned me of this. He said, we have a packed car. If they ask to search us, go along with it, but say nothing. I don't think it's gonna happen because we're clearly a family, but just be prepared. They pulled us aside, usual inspection, have a drug-sniffing dog walk around the car, an agent flashing a light in the van, before knocking on the driver's side window asking for our passports. We're all citizens, so we were in the clear. But then he asks my dad, I saw a guitar in the back. Whose is that? And he says, oh, that's my son's guitar. And he looks at me and says, Oh, what kind? That's cool. I love guitar. What kind do you have? For anyone whose alarm bells aren't ringing in the back of their head like mine, or rather, I didn't either at the time. This was a test. It didn't matter if he actually liked guitars or not. It didn't matter if he knew what my answer was. It didn't matter any of that. What mattered was my answer, because if it didn't make sense, if it wasn't believable, we were getting searched. And if on the one day we happened to come across a dirty agent, one guy just looking to boost their numbers, who knows what could happen? I didn't realize any of this, so I could only answer honestly, and as I always do, with probably just a little too much information. It's an Epiphone PR 350 VS. The look on his face, I didn't realize it then, but looking back on it, it was so obvious. He had no idea what I had just said. This was absolutely a test. But he couldn't tell me I was wrong, so he just waved us through. And my dad told me that was a good answer. Naive me, I said, well, why? That was just the truth. He's like, doesn't matter. You gave a good answer. While I don't have either of the original gifts my grandmother gave me, I still consider what I have and what I wear both gifts from my grandmother. She gave me my scapular, she gave me my cross to protect me before God. And without realizing it, she had given me my angel to protect me before man. Thank you.